Imagine walking through a neighborhood that wasn't just built. It was designed as a dream. Jackson Heights, Queens wasn't like most New York neighborhoods that grew out of chaos. Back in the early 1900s, this land was just farmland. Then in 1916, a visionary developer named Edward McDougall had an idea. What if you could create a modern garden city, right here in Queens? He built the very first planned garden apartments in America, with open courtyards, private gardens, and co-op living. These weren't just buildings, they were a new way of life. People who moved here in the 1920s often bragged they lived in the most modern neighborhood in New York. But here's the story most people don't know. Jackson Heights was once marketed as a neighborhood for the elite, with one big catch. The original co-op rules banned certain groups of people from buying apartments. It was mostly Anglo-Saxon professionals, and everyone else was quietly kept out. For decades, it was a hidden, unwritten rule. But by the 1960s and 70s, that exclusivity collapsed as immigrants from Latin America, South Asia, and beyond began to move in, transforming Jackson Heights into one of the most diverse neighborhoods on Earth. And here's something fascinating. Jackson Heights was also home to one of New York City's earliest LGBTQ+ communities. By the 1970s, it became a safe haven, long before the village was widely recognized for that role. One of the first gay rights parades in Queens actually marched through Roosevelt Avenue. So when you walk through Jackson Heights, today, where you can hear 160 languages and eat food from over 70 countries, you're not just seeing diversity, you're standing in a neighborhood that went from an exclusive dream for the few to a living, breathing dream for the entire world.